you're confused or worried about the situation in the Middle East, in Gaza, then you're not alone. So today in this video, I'd like to give you 3 points that I feel are crucial for this moment being. So first of all, we're going to look at what happened since October 2023 and how all this was maybe not as surprising as they make us think. Then I want to look at the role of the media worldwide, what they are doing, what they have been doing ever since. And then I quickly want to get into Donald Trump's role and why he is acting the way he is and why he isn't acting the way he should be acting, maybe. So first of all, let's get into what happened, because we know this is not a conflict that has started yesterday, nor 2 years ago. This is a conflict that has been going on for a very long time. There's many ways we could get into the history of all this, but we know it started at least in 48 with the creation of Israel, with after the Second World War, after the Holocaust, where we wanted to give, not we, but the world wanted to give Israel its own country, and they were choosing after looking at different options. They chose that Holy Land, like that was given to them by the Bible according to their version of things. And so the conflict started back then, because the country they were giving was already occupied and already inhabited by other people, like by Palestinians. You will see that I'm not an expert on the subject, but I am here to bring you truthful information about what I came to understand over the months, over my studies, over my background in being politically interested in all this. So it's not about the little details, it's about the overall situation. So please bear with me as we get into this. So what happened in October 2023 was an attack by Hamas, allegedly. I'm saying allegedly because I do not believe that it went down the way it was portrayed. So I do believe that it has been a plan of Israel all along to have a greater Israel, and we have proof of that. In September, like before the attacks happened in September 2023, Netanyahu was having a speech before the UN Assembly, and he was saying how they were on the cusp of a big breakthrough, and how he sees like in what way the Middle East could be shaped in the future, and there comes through this plan of a greater Israel that covers a lot more than just the country they have right now. So Gaza is part of it, certainly, and the West Bank is part of it, of Israel, right? And it goes beyond. So I do believe, I'm giving my opinion in this video, as always, as I always do in my videos, I give my opinion that this has been from the beginning, or at least from the conflict that allegedly started on October 7th, 2023. That has been the plan. So I do believe that they were like there is proof saying that they knew about Hamas' plan. We could also get into who Hamas is funding, who created them and all this, but not in this video. But there are ties to the Israelis as well. So yeah. What I wanted to say is that they knew about that some sort of attack could be happening. Maybe they knew more directly about what was supposed to happen, because Hamas was training very openly. And yeah, other little details I don't want to get into in this video, but it seems like it wasn't a full surprise that this attack happens. And while I say all this, my biggest condolences and heartfelt feelings to everyone who was killed in that conflict so far. Back then already, I'm not for one side or the other. I'm just interested in truth. as always on this channel, right? I'm not picking a side. It's not about religion. It's not about picking a people. It's just about picking the truth for me. So this is what is told by the media, is that it was an attack by the Hamas, that we didn't know that it was going to happen, but I do believe otherwise. Like 9/11, and I will get into this in another video, it is a means of war to pretend that the other party did something to you that you then have to retaliate. You sort of get a free pass at retaliation, or retaliating and giving back what you received tenfold, right? It's an old means that is used very frequently by the Americans, by whoever, by the Israelis in this case. So I'm not saying they were totally prepared, but it is too many sort of coincidences happening on October 7th that this isn't like there wasn't any sort of knowing happening. So that's, I think it was used. There was knowledge. Also, the Egypt government gave Israel a tip that something was being planned, and Israel didn't really react in a way that was adequate and immediate. So this is my opinion, was used to go through with the plan they had all along, or have had since they first got the territory of Israel, if we want so, which is that greater Israel, which is cleaning out the Gaza Strip, cleaning out the West Bank of Palestinians, and making it everything Israeli territory and beyond that. So this just serves as a pretext that this has to happen. The second part I want to get into, the media, is what is being covered, right, by European media, by American media, by international media. There is a narrative being told, like always. Like with Corona, there was a narrative being told. Like with every event, historical or societal, in the past few decades, the media is serving that narrative. They don't have a choice, basically. It is told to them which side they have to pick. And of course, they're going to pretend to sort of be neutral, and to also cover the other party's point of view, and to maybe pick a side sometimes for the side they're not supposed to pick. But overall, there is rules that they shouldn't cross. There's boundaries. For example, the word genocide is not allowed. They can't use it. It's not allowed to be used. They don't, it's just not used at all. Ethnical cleansing is not allowed to be used. All this, right, I have from sources that I gathered. I'm not giving them all here. It's just, again, I come to my own understanding, which I then want to share with you. And I want you to have this understanding, as I want you to wake up, that what we're being told overall in general on this planet by our politicians is unfortunately hardly ever the truth. So this has to stop. That's why I'm sort of calling it out. That's why I'm sharing it in this way. I'm also exposing myself, of course, right? There might be people who don't agree with me, but that's just the way forward. I don't really care. I say what I believe. Maybe tomorrow I change my mind, and then that's just how it is. But for now, I want you to know that this that the media is telling you a story that you are then buying, and this is being done again, like through Corona, in a very subtle way, of you not even noticing, because you think you get the truth, you think you get a two-sided or a non-biased article. Like the more you need to read the paper or the news, a newspaper is sort of an old means to get your information, the more you watch like the public channels of any country, really, that back Israel, like that try to paint it as an ongoing war. It's always been like that. It'll never stop. It's two people fighting. Um, what do we care, right? It's far away. They'll figure it out, or they won't, because this has been going on forever. There's no solution to it. It's so hard to like even understand what's going on, because it's just historically been going on forever, right? They want to confuse you and not really say out loud what is happening, because what is currently happening is that this is a genocide happening. Like, the Israelis, in my opinion, want to get rid of the Palestinians for good, right? They dehumanize them by painting them almost as cattle, right? They're like, oh, it's just a mass of Arabs that we should get rid of because they have bad things in mind, that like the whole Islam thing, right? That is being painted in a very negative way. Like, this has started decades ago, of course, with 9/11, of course, which didn't happen the way they tell us it happens at all. But all this is just to basically paint Arab people and the Palestinian people and Muslims as the bad, evil guys who are terrorists, who attack people, who want evilness in the world. And it is then made as a justification to attack them and to cleanse them out. And what is really currently happening, as you probably see when you're not living under a rock, you're probably seeing that people are starving, they're deprived of food, doctors and healthcare people are being held hostage, are being taken away out of Palestine. They're being taken, not saying out of Palestine, but they're being kept from doing their job, so they can't give medical assistance to whoever is in need. People being wounded by the war, people being shot at trying to get food. So this is happening. It's a genocide happening, and I do believe it was the plan from the beginning. And if I say beginning, I mean October 2023. It was the plan to get rid of them in whatever way possible. The other day I heard a video saying it's not even a genocide anymore, it's a Holocaust. And we know we don't throw the word Holocaust easily around, but they are being held like cattle. They are being put in concentration camps, sort of, not concentration camp, but this is an idea that was also spoken out loud, that they should be colonized, sort of, or concentrated in a little area, that they can then move to other countries, even though other countries have said that they will not receive them, right? Because they don't want to support Israel's plans. So all this is horrible, right? What's happening is horrible. And I've shied away from speaking about it. I've even shied away from like concerning myself with politics in the past 10 years. I haven't really looked into it. Some things got to me, but I tried to shut it out because I was so focused on inner healing. I know we all are in a huge transformation as humanity, as individual people of this humanity. It is so much more helpful to look within and to heal yourself first, and not to point outwards and to project onto politicians, onto people, onto people in charge, right? This is all a projection happening. A lot of times it has to do with your wounded inner child also. But so I shied away from going into this subject, but now I just feel, okay, my next chapter, because I don't feel people are ready for the whole spiritual approach to life. All of them, I think more and more people are now awakening, but I do now want to sort of catch up and go into stuff that is happening that I have not spoken about, that I have witnessed since Corona. Corona was life-changing for me. It was huge to see how we were lied to on a big scale, in a big way. And this is now just going on. And whatever you look into, you realize they're lying to you, right? They're lying to you. They're selling a narrative. So in this case, the media is selling, oh, this is complicated over there. The Palestinians provoke all this. They get what they deserve, and they don't have a right to speak up against Israel. It's pretty obvious if you look through at the details of what is being reported. Then, as I said, the third point, I quickly want to talk about Donald Trump and how he's acting and what he's doing. And he's just important because he is important. He is the president of the police of the world, if we want so, right? Because the US has been acting like the policeman of the world in the past few decades. They are that superpower that get involved in everyone's business and tell everyone what to do, and who do themselves whatever they want, right? And they go against the law and go against peace treaties, and they themselves, the US, does whatever they want. So they go against laws, they go against agreements, peace agreements they signed, they go against whatever, right? And they do whatever. So in this case, what I personally believe, once again, and after having looked into everything, Trump is owned by the Israelis. He doesn't have a choice. Well, he does have a choice, because now the pressure is getting going up for him to act in the case of Gaza, to call out the genocide that's happening, to accept and realize that people are starving to death and that humanitarian aid is not getting to them. It's all a big hoax. It's a big lie. They pretend to want to help them, Israelis and the world, but it's not happening. It's prevented. There's a blockage that doesn't let aid get through. And Trump so far tried to play it safe in a way that he can't offend Netanyahu. He's owned by Netanyahu. He's owned by the Israelis because of the Epstein files. I'm sure it's because of the Epstein files or whatever other dirt they have on him, also because of the Israeli influence in America itself, that he's not free to decide whatever he wants to decide. So he's acting, he's doing the best he can within that, like, what's the word, as a straight jacket he's in, where it's like he can't really move, he can't really do what he wants to do, because they blackmail him, right? They have stuff on him, dirt on him, that they threaten to expose. So he doesn't dare to go against Israel, he doesn't dare to speak up. Now, today, as the pressure went up, he did acknowledge that people were starving and that we have to do something about it. But as we know, this hasn't happened yesterday, and also it's too late. It's in many ways too late. Many people have starved to death already. Others are marked forever by starvation. It's it's the whole people that is being brandmarked by starvation. It's I could get into details. I don't want to, because I want you to take away these 3 points, and I hope you yes, you stay with me till this end of the video. Please comment below. I know it's a delicate subject, but I shied away for too long to get involved and to speak up, because I do have a voice and I do have the freedom to do so. I know many of you don't, or some of you don't, but this is I do believe the situation in Gaza is helping people awaken, wake up, that we're being told lies, and that the people in power don't have our interests at heart, and that this shows. And we as a humanity, we have to realize that the people dying in Gaza is not, it could be our daughters, it could be our sons, it could be our sisters and brothers. It's not just people over there. The world has become a village, and this is our neighbor suffering, and we have to speak up, and speak up against the lies and the narrative that is being sold to us forever. And yeah, thank you so much for your support. Goodbye.